evening, Detroit sports fanatics, and welcome to Taylor's Detroit Sports Show postgame, Saturday, April 11th, 2015 at 11 p.m. Eastern. I am woofed after working all day. I'm Taylor Phillips. Going to talk some Red Wings and Tigers here. The Pistons play tomorrow at home against the Charlotte Hornets, but I'm not going to talk about them tomorrow because they're eliminated from postseason contention. I'll talk about the Red Wings first. They shut out the Hurricanes 2-0 in Carolina to secure their 6th seed in the Eastern Conference and their third place spot in the Atlantic Division. They will take on the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Lightning finished in 2nd place in the Atlantic Division. Let's see here. What else have I got? Also, the Griffins came back from down 1-0 to tie it with 49 seconds left. And then they won it in overtime. Andy Mealy at 3:16 with 3:16 left. They got shut out 2-0 last night in San Antonio against the Rampage. They beat the Rampage in overtime 2-1 tonight at AT&T Center. Peter Mrazek, back to the Red Wings, made 35 saves. The defense helped out the Hurricanes and let Peter Mrazek do most of the job. But he pitched a shutout pretty much alone. There we go. Let's take a look at the scoring summary here. I'm just looking at my mobile app. Going to the Detroit Red Wings official mobile app. Landon Ferraro scored in the first, just 48 seconds into the game. And since then, it was 1-0 until late in the third. Joachim Anderson on an empty net goal, the Joker, Joachim Anderson, from Tomas Tatar and Darren Helm at 17:40. And that's how it ended. Clean game all along. Only 2 penalties to the Red Wings and only 1 to the Hurricanes. Tatar for hooking with 59 seconds left in the second period. Then Justin Falk for Carolina at 6:48, slashing for 2. Then Jakob Kindl for tripping for 2 minutes at 14:47. The Lightning almost swept the Wings in the season series, but the Red Wings won their first and only meeting against the Lightning at the Joe, 4-0. Excuse me, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, baby. Mrazek's performance tonight proves why he has done a lot better than Jimmy Howard. Proves an example of why he has done better than Jimmy Howard. Mrazek should be the #1 goaltender to start the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Otherwise, the Red Wings are in trouble. As long as Mrazek keeps bailing out the defense like he did tonight, of course, they got Steven Stamkos, they got Ben Bishop in net. He's one of the best goaltenders in the league right now. The Red Wings shut out the Lightning 4-0 in their last meeting of the regular season series. And the Red Wings had no trouble with the Lightning with their last game. The Montreal Canadiens will play the Ottawa Senators as the 2 seed and 7 seed. Taking a look at the rest of the conference standings here. The Penguins have clinched the 8th and final spot. They will take on the Rangers. Boston Bruins are eliminated now. The regular season is over. The Penguins shut out the Lightning 2-0. Where's Boston? NHL.com. The Lightning beat the Bruins 3-2 in regulation, so the Bruins are out of there. Rounding out the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff bracket, the Washington Capitals, as the 4 seed, will take on the 5th seeded New York Islanders. Both those two teams finished with 101 points each. The Wings with 100, the Rangers with 113, the Canadiens with 110, the Lightning with 108, the Senators with 99, and the Pittsburgh Penguins with 98. Looking at the Western Conference, the St. Louis Blues clinched the President's Trophy. No, they didn't. The Rangers did. The Blues clinched the Blues are still playing right now, but they lead the Western Conference by 2 points over the Anaheim Ducks with 109 points, 100 to 107 points. The Nashville Predators in third place with 104. The Chicago Blackhawks in fourth place with 102. The Minnesota Wild in fifth place with 100. The Vancouver Canucks in sixth place with 99. The Winnipeg Jets in seventh place with 99. The Canucks own the tiebreaker. The Canucks have more regulation plus overtime wins, 5 more than the Winnipeg Jets do, than the Winnipeg Jets have. And then the Calgary Flames clinching the eighth and final seed with 97. See if I have a preview here. I do not. So again, if the Red Wings start Peter Mrazek and he keeps bailing out the defense, the sloppy defense and such, and the penalty killing unit, I think the Wings may have a better shot against the Lightning. And they may move on to the second round. And if he keeps bailing out the defense again, and the Wings provide him with enough offense in the second round against whoever they play, they may have a shot at moving to the Eastern Conference Final, moving along to the first conference final, making their first conference final appearance in 6 years. So I would recommend, of course, for the Red Wings to start Peter Mrazek. He sure has ended the goaltender controversy. It all came down to the final 2 games where Howard let in at least 2 soft goals, gave up 4 altogether. The overtime goal was a soft one. Can't do that. Howard's like a statue, like a standing statue, letting a puck sneak by him and into the net. That is beyond inconsistent for Howard right there. And that's the type of goaltending that nobody can have. So what did the Red Wings do? They turned to Peter Mrazek in Carolina, and he made 35 saves in a shutout win effort. 2-0 the score. Mrazek should be the number 1 goaltender. And I think he will be. And he better be. End of discussion. Moving on to the Tigers. They beat the Indians 9-6 to improve to 5-0 on the season in Cleveland at Progressive Field. Anthony Gose led off the game with a solo home run. Victor Martinez, 3 batters later, grounded into a double play, scoring Ian Kinsler. That made it 2-0. It was 2-0 until the bottom of the 6th, when the Indians chased David Price with 3 runs. First one of them on a sacrifice fly by Ryan Rayburn, scoring Mike Aviles. And the other 2 on a Jerry Sands on a two-run double by one Jerry Sands, Sands, scoring Carlos Santana and Yan Gomes. David Price did not earn the victory, unfortunately. But the Tigers tied it back up in the 7th on an Ian Kinsler RBI single, scoring James McCann, who got himself a single earlier in that inning. Same inning, Miguel Cabrera hit an RBI single, scoring Andrew Romine, who drew a walk right after McCann's single. And then Victor Martinez with an RBI single, making it 5-3. But he had to leave the game with a pinch in the back of his leg. He is listed as day-to-day. A Fantasy Impact tells us from fantasypros.com that Martinez is coming off an injury-shortened 2014 campaign, so fantasy owners are certainly holding their breath. Early indications would seem to point to him avoiding a DL stint, but it's certainly a situation to monitor. Jerry Sands would deliver for the Indians again, tying it up on yet another 2-run double off of Ian Kroll. I don't even know if it's the same bullpen or is it just Jerry Sands. The rest of the bullpen has done fine. Ian Kroll still keeps giving up those runs. The Tigers would come out on top with 4 runs in the 9th inning. First one on an Ian Kinsler RBI, on another Ian Kinsler RBI single. And then a Yoenis Cespedes 2-run double, making it 8-5. And then a bases-loaded walk drawn by James McCann. He gets an RBI. The Indians would add one on a two-out RBI single by Jason Kipnis off of Joakim Soria, who started the 9th and finished it. Tigers win 9-6. Ian Kroll gets the win. Cody Allen takes the loss. Anthony Ghost finishes 1 for 3 with his home run, strikes out twice. Ian Kinsler and Miguel Cabrera both finish 4 for 5. Kinsler with 2 RBIs, Cabrera with 1. Pardon me. Kinsler scores 3 runs, Miguel Cabrera 1. Victor Martinez finishes 1 for 4. JD Martinez finishes 1 for 5, struck out once, scored 1 run and left 6 on base. Yoenis Cespedes finished 1 for 5 with 2 RBI with his 2-run double. Just the 2 RBIs on the double. Nick Castellanos went 0 for 4 again, hitless. He walked once but struck out twice. Jose Iglesias pinch ran for him and did not get an at-bat. Alex Sevilla went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. McCann went 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run and a walk. That's his bases loaded walk there. And Andrew Romine finishes 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored, 3 walks, no RBIs, 1 strikeout, 3 left on base. 14 for 39 for the entire team, almost 500. 9 runs, 8 RBIs, 6 walks, 11 strikeouts, 20 left on base. The Indians went 8 for 34. They'll have 20 men on base. Struck out 8 times, walked 5 times, 6 runs on 6 RBIs. Jerry Sandswood finished 3 for 4 with his 4 RBIs on his two two-run doubles. Struck out once and left only 1 on base. He's an X factor for the Indians to watch. He's an X factor on this Indians team for everybody in Major League Baseball to watch. Ryan Rayburn, the former Tiger, finishes 0 for 2 with an RBI on his sacrifice fly. He struck out once. Yan Gomes finishes 0 for 4. Scores a run, leaves 5 on base, strikes out twice. The Indian dud of the night. Tigers committed the only 1 error, Indians none. Kyle Lobstein will take on TJ House. House was 5 for 3 last season with a 3.35 ERA, 102 innings even pitched, 80 strikeouts. He gets his first start of the season. Kyle Lobstein called up because of Justin Verlander being put on the DL, the 15-day disabled list. Lobstein gets his first start of the season right away. Dan Dickerson told the listeners on the Detroit Tigers radio network and 97.1 The Ticket FM WXYT in Southfield that the Indians hitters have been struggling mightily against Tigers left-handed pitchers. Lefties are very hard for some batters to face, especially in Major League Baseball. The lefties have quite a bit of magic up their sleeves that they can pull out of their sleeves. Game start tomorrow is 1:10. It's going to be on Fox Sports Detroit Plus because the Pistons are playing at home at 3:30. Against the Charlotte Hornets. That's their last game, their last home game of the season at the Palace of Auburn Hills. That can also be listened to on Detroit Sports 105.1 WMGC FM in Ferndale and on the Detroit Sports 1051 mobile app, on DetroitSports1051.com, and on TuneIn Radio on Detroit Sports 1051. That's going to be on Fox Sports Detroit on television. And the Pistons go on the road for 2 more games to wrap up their season. Monday on my birthday, April 13th, in Cleveland against LeBron James, Kevin Love, and the Cavaliers at 7. And then finally on Wednesday, the Pistons go to New York and take on the Knicks at Madison Square Garden at 8 o'clock Eastern. On Fox Sports Detroit and Detroit Sports 1051. My new favorite Detroit sports radio station. I would say that lately the starters have struggled a little more than the Tigers relievers, considering how many runs they have given up. The starters gave up let's see. The Stars have given up, the Tigers starting pitchers have given up 7 runs total. The Tigers relief pitchers have only given up 4. It's not bad. Not as bad as fans might think. So the relief you can tell relief pitchers by the numbers are doing a bit of a better job than the starting pitching and the starting pitching rotation altogether. So that's going to do it for Taylor's Detroit Sports Show postgame edition, Saturday, April 11th, 2015 at 11 p.m. Eastern. I will talk to you Sunday night at 11 p.m. It's tomorrow. TTFN, ta-ta for now.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.